Hi there. Welcome to another segment of Yay or Nay. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the series, I know my channel is like 90% gaming, but these segments can be about virtually anything. That's why I'm always open to suggestions. But for this one, we're going to talk about 90s Nickelodeon, or the Splat, whatever. Because if you're watching this, chances are you're familiar with the Splat. Now, the Splat, which originally started as the 90s or all that back in 2011, I believe, like the summer, and it's really grown quite a bit. I mean, yeah, it's on it late at night and all that, which, but hey, so is Adult Swim, and look how much that's grown. And since, I think that was in 2001, like late 2001. It was when I was in junior high, I know that. But even before all this started, with like the 90s or all that, whatever, I've been saying for years that Nickelodeon should make a 90s Nick channel, and they already have like 3 or 4 channels. What would be one more? Like all in one rather than like scattered, like a little on this channel, a little on that channel, like put it all in one. And the thing is, because I still I don't watch it every single night. I mean, but you know, because I know people say that like oh, the roster's kind of lame or the lineup, because it's gotten better now. I think it's rotating better than it was. Like, as I remember, for at least 2 years back when it was the 90s or all that, it was basically the only shows that were on were All That, Keenan and Kel, Rugrats. Was it Doug? No, it was Cat Dog and Hey Arnold. And people were complaining about it, but I think I have a theory as to why the lineup was like that for so long. I think it was like this. See, at one point, Hey Dude was on there, and I remember people were constantly complaining, like, oh, I hate this show, I don't like this show, I never did, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the show, but I would watch it, but I didn't complain. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's on there, I'll watch it. But like I'm saying, people were complaining about it, so they took it off of there. Keenan and Kel, which was part of the lineup since the beginning, and because that show only had 4 seasons, so basically, as they would play all the episodes, and then it would re-air them, like it was kind of like a loop, so people complained about that. So they took that off there, they put Rugrats on there. So now you have a show that was on for over 10 years, so it's not going to loop as frequently as Keenan and Kel, but people complained like, oh, what, you're playing in episodes from the new millennium. Can't win. Another good example was Rocket Power. That, again, I wasn't a huge fan of that show. I did like it, I just wasn't like as crazy about it as something like I was Rugrats. But the thing with Rocket Power was that like, it came out in late '99, which was ironic because it had that great urban '90s feel to it, and but it was a very popular show. And I remember when they announced it on their Facebook page that was coming to the lineup, and people were like all excited for it, like, oh, look what's coming, like telling their friends, tagging their friends, like, oh, I love this show, blah blah blah, and then. There's gotta be that one person like, yeah, it's not really a 90s show, though. And my theory is maybe that's why, because of all these complaints, like no matter what they put on there, complain, I don't like that show, that, looping that, whatever. So I think it's like, they've reached the point where they're just like, yeah, you know what, we're not changing it anymore. It was like Death in that episode of Family Guy, like, no, you know what, I'm not doing it again. Like, I think, that's just my theory, but I think that's why it never changed I mean, now it's better, so to speak. There's the thoughts of, if they made a channel, like, because I know people are like, it would get kind of old after a while watching the same shows, but the thing is, some people love reruns. I mean, I do. I grew up on reruns, and if you look at Rugrats back in, like, the mid-90s, that survived for at least 2 years with just reruns. And the other thing is, I actually took the time to look it up, and, or I wrote them all down. I have a list somewhere, but there's at least well over 30 shows that I know Nickelodeon owns the rights to, like 90s Nick shows that they could put on there. Even, I'm pretty sure Kablam is even one, because I know for the longest time they couldn't put Kablam on there just because so many people worked on the show. Like, there's one group of people who worked on the Henry and June segments, then you had a different group of people who worked on Sniz and Fondue, another group worked on, actually now, and I could keep going, but but they actually were able to play that in the fall, so obviously they can play that on there now. And then there's still other shows that they don't really talk about, but maybe they could bring them back, like Wild Side and the Brothers Flub. I don't know how much people remember those, but... And, they also own the rights to Power Rangers. Actually, at one point, for a whole weekend, they played the classic Power Rangers, so that's another show they could put on there. It's not Nickelodeon, but they could put it on there. It's a 90s Nick show. They also own the rights to Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon does, so they could play some of the classic ones on there. But see what I mean? Like, that's, you know, and if they kept it rotating, I think it could work. Like, if they made a 90s Nick channel, so. But, yeah, I would love to see that. You know, and the thing is, I feel like, obviously it would cost a lot of money. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. But I look at it this way. It's like, people, I think of it almost like there's this pot or bucket of money or something. So it's like, people watch the Splat, and some of the money and stuff goes into that pot. And then you have the shows on demand and Netflix. People watch them on there, and obviously they get some royalties from that. Some of it goes into that same pot. When people buy these shows on DVD, like Hey Arnold, Rail Monsters, Cat Dog, etc., Ren and Stimpy is another one. People buy these on DVD, and obviously a portion of that profit also goes into that same bucket. And then the same with, you know, the Splat has a YouTube channel. People, you know, ad revenue from that. Some of it goes into that bucket, and then they could say, like, you know, they look at this bucket as it's, like, getting bigger and bigger, and they're like, wow, look at how much money we're making off of, like, 90s Nickelodeon. Let's make a whole channel. Like, that's just a theory of mine, but another theory, yeah. But, yeah, I would love to see that happen. So, that's all I got. So, what do you guys think of a 90s Nick channel? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to this channel, you can always give it feel free to subscribe, and you can always give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And, yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.